Hello everyone, I'm Ri, and in today's discussion, we're gonna talk about My Happy Marriage, the manga and anime, not my actual marriage. As you might know, this series has made its way to Netflix as a simulcast of its anime adaptation, with a total of 8 episodes at the time of this upload. Now, as a channel devoted to reading, I'm excited to urge you to explore the manga and light novel versions, but we are here to tackle both. I stumbled upon the manga around the release of its first promotional video of the anime adaptation. I personally didn't see the PB at that time, but it was on the popular page of my reading app, and as a shoujo fan, I was immediately enticed to click it and read through it. The manga was engaging. Miyo's struggles, her character development, and Kyoka's characters makes them endearing to me. Yes, for the avid reader, it was not something new. It follows the same tropes, and it even and heavily relied on the Cinderella plot. I'll give more detail about that later, but sometimes this classic tropes makes the read lighthearted and fun. It makes you crave for the story to continue and see our girl thrive to be the person she's destined to be. Not really recommended to those wanting to find an innovative story, but when you want a shoujo anime done right, go for it. Being the fun read it is, I really want this to be spoiler-free, and only focus on the given synopsis to not rob you the joy of how the story unravels. Watashi no Shiawase no Kekkon is the Japanese title that directly translates to My Happy Marriage, hence the English title. It is written by Akumi Agitogi. As of writing this, I cannot find any related works from the author, but if you know, kindly enlighten me, as I am excited to read more from her. The setting takes place on an ambiguous timeline somewhat around the Meiji Restoration era, giving the story a traditional feel, showcasing the culture around that time and the societal norms that were followed during that period. The plot heavily relies on this as Miyo and Kyoka's marriage is arranged, the norm at the time between noble families. The genre it is categorized into is fantasy, as it took place from the Japan from the past that we know. But it incorporates magic elements that are inherited between families. Here, magic and spirits are real. Most noble families boast of their supernatural capabilities. The stronger they are, the more power they hold literally and figuratively. The world building was introduced lightly as we know based on history. But the complexity lies on the power each family had and each of their significance. Now, let's go to our main characters. Miyo belongs to the Saimori clan. Despite being the eldest daughter of the family, as established earlier, was given the Cinderella treatment. Miyo was treated like a servant by her family, growing up in a household with her cruel stepmother and stepsisters, father that really didn't care about her, and much worse, it was established that Miyo doesn't have any supernatural powers at all, making her situation to be harsher than it is. When she reached a marriageable age, marriage talks around the Saimori family began. All hope was lost when she was notified to marry into the Kudo family, her fiancé being Kyoka Kudo, a commander that is rumored with a heart so closed off that all his prior engagements gets cancelled 3 days before the actual engagement. Brides fleeing the household or got thrown out of the street. Resigning to her fate, with only a few items she has, she left their house to get married. Any more of this and it will not be spoiler-free. The complexities of the characters would unravel pretty fast on the first few chapters of reading, making the pace not too dragging or too fast. Let's shift into the character design before I spill more into the story. Oh, I bet you I'm having a hard time holding back. As mangas tend to be in black and white, I appreciate character designs that are suiting to the eyes. The contrast between Miyo's and Kyoka's color palette makes it more appealing and easier on the eyes. Not everything is overly dark or bright, and when the anime finally got released, and it was more than what I expected. The palette in this anime is so pretty. Lacking a better word to describe it, it is pretty. Especially how they showcases the kimonos makes you want to buy one, even though you have no use for it. We should start cosplaying Miyo so we have an excuse to buy it. Again, the contrast on Miyo and Kyoka is so good. Their hair being light and dark. To complete their looks, their outfit tends to contrast their hair colors. Miyo leaning on pastels and Kyoka on his black commander outfit really is a scene to look out for. The character designs are good. The subtle difference in their physical appearance make them look like a couple, as I had problems before with some that look more like siblings. As this anime is released at spring, it captures the beauty and essence of spring. The background tends to be still as the norm of the anime today, But there are still shots that are dynamic and interactive to the characters. The use of CGI was also used on moving shots, but it's not glaring and doesn't stick out too much. The overall translation of this into an anime was spot on, not straying far from the manga. The flow of the story was consistent, focusing on the focal events and emphasizing them where it matters, but not glossing on the small details that can be important to the next arcs. I am certainly not going to be the one annoying manga reader that will grumble that it's better to just read it. Let's move on to the elements that the manga didn't have, and it is the audio quality. Oh, the voice actor in this anime is a seasoned cast. Reina Ueda, Kaito Ishikawa, Ayane Sakura, Akira Ishida, Kana Ueda to name a few. I implore you to look at the extensive works that the voice actors had voiced before. Some even are voice acting when most of you probably weren't even born yet. Heck, when I was not born too. The cast is so good that I don't have any complaints, not because they're all pros at this, but they portray the characters and emotions really well that you get engrossed to their performances. But the thing that I want to emphasize is the musicality. The opening and ending songs. I don't know if most already noticed it, but the opening is Anata no Sobani or By Your Side by Ririya, and the ending is Vita Philosophica by Kashitaro Ito. I am not well versed in J-pop as I don't have an extensive knowledge about it. However, big props to Ririya and Kashitaro Ito for the songs, and to the composers and lyricists and those who are involved in making this possible. Understanding a bit of Japanese made me sob and make me appreciate the song so much. It is like Miyo and Kyoka was talking to each other with this. If you look into the lyrics or pretty much understand Japanese, the opening song makes it seem like Mia is singing saying, "He's too good to be true, she's not suited for him, does she really deserve this, is this all true?" But for the first time in her life, she wishes for something and that is to be by his side. I was sobbing at that, but I never expected to cry more at the ending song. Now it's like Kyoko's turn, reassuring her that even though he's not sure whether she's ready, he will always tell her that she's beautiful. She was more than enough, being by her side is fulfilling, and what truly matters is their happiness and no one else's. I am sobbing so much at the details because it's really intricate and I can't help but cry whenever the songs would play on my playlist. Anyway, before this began into a sobbing fest, being an avid reader before an anime enthusiast, my focus leans heavily on the storyline, considering that anime adaptations often have a season, and few have finished the whole story. It makes you crave to read and see what happened next, or what was the difference between the two. But this one is truly a joy on both reading and watching. I hope in the future that the anime adaptation would reach the final end of the story, but considering that the light novel and manga are not done, so it could take years for that to finish and for the anime to get adapted. So, thank you for tuning to my rambling. And kindly share with me what anime, manga, or light novel you want to hear from me next. P.S. I'm not really good at drawing, but I'm quite shy and I need a copyright-free video to use, so bear with me. I'll try to improve more on it. See you on next time!